let's move on and look at register. There are 4 registers that we can consider. Whistle register, it's very, very, very high up, almost back. Well, that was Mariah Carey, who is very good at the whistle register. Now, you won't be using that one very much. It's almost supersonic. So let's stay within the realm of hearing and normal day-to-day use and move down a little bit from the whistle register to falsetto. Not a register I would use very much. Falsetto is up here. It's a different gear for the voice, but it is used. For example, Chris Martin in Coldplay. Sings a great deal in falsetto, actually. It's almost a trademark of that band. There are women that I've come across who speak in falsetto almost the whole time. And in business, that has been known because they're trying to stay out of the male traffic lanes and present less of a threat. There are even agencies which will work with women who are speaking in falsetto to bring them down into the full power of their voice. Falsetto, probably of limited use. And if you use it, if you're up here a lot of the time, perhaps consider the effect that's having on the power of your speaking. So now we're down from falsetto into the more common modal register, which is head, nose, throat, chest. These are all known by voice coaches as the modal register. You can move a great deal here. For example, up here I'm speaking from my nose, now I'm speaking from my throat, and now I'm speaking from my chest. Big difference. It's cultural sometimes. For example, here's an example of a head voice.
Okay, hi again. My name is Tomasa. I am from Colombia. I am learning English.
Now, I've been to Colombia, and the wonderful people in Colombia, many of the women in Colombia, do speak very much from the head. It's more of a Mediterranean or Latin thing to do. To speak up here. My Italian wife also spoke in exactly the same way. So that is the head register. But what we also know is that if you want increased power in your speaking and you want to be received with authority, you probably want to move down here to the chest. The chest is a much bigger cavity than the head. So when you resonate in the chest, you get a deeper sound, like this.
I looped it like an actor would voice, lip syncing. But there was no lip. So I was lucky. I just watched his body language.
Now that's the great James Earl Jones talking about voicing Darth Vader, which he did. And of course that voice is world famous. Very deep voice right down here in the chest. Many people naturally resonate down here, but many, many people don't. And they stay right up here in the head. Research shows that we vote for politicians with lower voices. In other words, we associate depth in a voice with power, size, authority, weight. Those things. So if you want to persuade somebody of something, it could be a sale, or it could be, you're not going out wearing that, as opposed to, you're not going out wearing that. There's a difference in the way those land. So you might need to consider where you're speaking from. It's a very good thing to be actively conscious of where you're speaking from and not just leave it to chance and habit. There is another register called vocal fry, not often very useful. Sounds like this. Yeah. I don't think you'll be using that one very much. So that's a discussion of register. As an exercise, if you can get a partner to work with you, just to listen to the way this affects, then why don't you, for example, ask somebody to lend you $10, £10, whatever it might be. Start in falsetto, then go into head register, and then go into chest register, and see the different effect of those 3 registers on a request or a command, and swap about. It's a fascinating exercise, and I think you will start to understand that leaving register to chance is very much leaving the power of your communication to chance as well.